unbelievably awesome smell hit my nostrils and beckoned me over.
Durian. I love durian.
Happy. This is good. Tringanu. Why haven't I been back to you ever since?
And it baffles me to see how some people don't even enjoy it. But anyway, after that little pit stop, we returned to Tanjung Resort for one night because they have a very special dive package that I was really interested in called Tenggol Divers Escape. And being at Tanjung is always a plus point in itself. It's a place of complete indulgence.
Oh my god, I'm sweating.
What is that? Liability.
Sign their lives away. So, we're off to Tenggol Island today, and Tenggol is infamous for the amount of whale sharks, but it's unlikely there'll be some. It's very late in the season for them. It's actually the season's ended, so my fingers are crossed, so if we do see one, they're very late.
So as you can see, people from all around the globe come here to dive. In fact, we were the only Malaysians there. The others were from Japan, Europe. Even our dive master was an English chap called Richard. Now, it doesn't come to much of a surprise because Tenggol is often referred to as a mini Sipadan.
This looks pretty good to them. Yeah, it should be. You can see right down the bottom, so it's a pretty good sign, and the visibility's awesome. We're by the lighthouse, probably about nearly a kilometre away, I guess, pretty far out from the main Tenggol Island. But Richard said there's a lot of school of fish, so there seems to be a lot of stuff around there, so should be a good dive.
Whale shark, whale shark, whale shark.
Tenggol Island is a rather well-kept secret which leads it to having almost unblemished reefs. However, the currents here are unpredictable, so it has to be advised that this site is suited for more experienced divers, but it's definitely a worthy encounter. Now, it bugs me a little when people keep referring to clownfish as Nemo. But what I find really interesting though is that the sea anemones aren't plants or corals. They are actually predatory animals with hundreds of poisonous tentacles, but they look so fluffy. Tenggol is abundant in its marine life due to its rocky cliffs and submerged rocks that have only fostered the growth of spectacular coral formations, which in turn attracts more sea creatures. Amongst those that are frequently spotted are the bumphead parrotfish, starfish, jacks, groupers, yellow-tailed fusiliers, and the batfish that kept following us around like a bad smell. Just as we were about to ascend, the same turtle that greeted our arrival returned to bid goodbye. Every diver has a different story to tell, so during our lunch break I had an engaging conversation with Richard regarding his much coveted experiences in Tenggol.
Richard, and I've got to say, Tenggol is amazing. Tell the viewers out there, how often do you see your whale sharks?
March and April we see sometimes. July, August, September we see a lot more. That's what keeps me here more than anything.
Yeah.
They're amazing, the way they swim, the way they're so slow and yet so powerful.
Have there been any sort of odd stories or funny stories concerning those?
Well, last time I saw them last year, 24th of October, we must have spent 45-50 minutes with it.
Wow.
He comes straight up behind us again, following us, biting
so he was
on
looking
one of
for
the
you
guest
this
fins.
time. It was sort of
he was
role
actually
reversal.
biting one of the guest fins and sort of like, "Oi, come back."
Really?
Yeah.
So they're quite playful creatures.
Oh yes.
Now, you're from England. How long do you think you'll stay out here for?
I love Malaysia, I love the people, the way of life. I wouldn't want to leave here, put it that way. If I have to leave, then it's going to be because I can't get work permits anymore or something's gone wrong. But fingers crossed, yeah, I won't be leaving here, certainly for the next 5 years.
Awesome.
After hearing all of that, I can only wonder, when will it be my turn to swim with these fascinating giants? Maybe in the next island,
You can see that face over there. Check this out. So it is 1:25 in the morning and we are headed over to Mersing, so it's about a 5-6 hour drive. We're looking to get there just before dawn, and we have the 7:30 ferry over to Tiamen, so can't wait to book into the hotel, get some rest, and then hopefully hit the scuba as soon as possible.
I was so thankful that we had calm waters that day because I have experienced a ferry in a storm and it's not nice. It resulted in many people vomiting, and oh yes, it wasn't pleasant indeed.
Whenever you see travel shows, it's pretty glamorous. I mean, the presenter's all presentable, he hasn't got his glasses on. Well, this isn't the case because I'm carrying all the equipment. I mean, we've got all the dive gear, there's a lot of stuff to ship around. We've got a lot of islands to cover, so you know, we've got to get stuck in. So this is how we do it. Look at them.
From a distance, Tiamen is said to look like a dragon. Now, this supports its legend, which claims that a dragon princess from China was flying to meet her prince. But she stopped to rest in these waters and got captivated by its beauty. So, she discontinued her journey and took the form of this very beautiful island.
Now, what I love about islands is the contrast between the green and that beautiful blue sort of turquoise ocean. You can never get old of that.
Before I got up to anything else, a stroll along the beach was very necessary.
There we go, bit of shade. Now, I've got a little travel tip for you guys, and one of my travel tips has to be take a holiday in the first place. I mean, a lot of people say they're too busy to take a week off. There's too many things happening. Well, when are you gonna find time? If you can't find time for yourself, who can you find time for? I mean, a vacation is food for the soul. Everybody needs it. Everybody has a place where they would love to go but never actually make it. So jot down those places, and finally, when you do find time, go. Go with a friend, go by yourself, just as long as you go and you relax. It's all up to you.
Berjaya Tiamen is established as the island's only international standard resort. Over 200 rooms are available with view choices of the sea, hills, gardens, or rainforest.
Comfortable. It's exactly what you need after such a long journey. I'm gonna go get ready and I'll see you guys outside.
On the bicycles we go, although embarrassingly, my writer doesn't know how to ride a bike. Ride a bike.
Now we're off on my first activity of the day, and it's a round of golf.
Let's go try for a hole-in-one, shall we? Maybe next time. Okay, hole-in-two then. Nothing like a little kick can do it, eh? Working out, Mr. Muscle, yeah. Yeah, yeah, muscle man. David Hasselhoff much? Yeah. Okay, enough mucking around. It's time to gather with the troops, gear up, and get down to business.
So every year, Berjaya, Tiamen and Red Ant organise a reef cleanup. Now, we're lucky to fall upon the day that they've got an army of divers out there ready to pick up some crown of thorns, all the human waste out there that's just pretty much destroying all the coral. So I'm going to do my part. I've put it up pretty much. It's all for a good cause. It's all for the environment.
Thus begins the search for this venomous starfish. We were given a net and a long metal hook to disengage the starfish from its little hiding spots. Now this is a little bit of a serious turn, guys, but you do not want to get poked by the crown of thorns. An injury would lead to sharp pains, nausea, vomiting, and other nasty inflammatory responses. It is very important for the divers to have excellent buoyancy control and the ability to correctly identify these species. They are reddish in color with thorn-like spikes that devour living coral reefs, so they're pretty bad for them. The overpopulation of this starfish is caused by pollution and overfishing, thus leading to a dramatic destruction of reef diversity. Once they are placed into the net, these crown of thorns will be brought up to the shore and buried under the sand. As an appreciation to everyone who participated in today's reef cleanup, Berjaya organised a dinner to thank all the divers and sponsors involved. So as we dined, we were kept entertained with performances from the staff of Berjaya. Very beautiful dancers, and of course by the end of the night I was dancing along with them. It would be a waste if all our time in Tonton was spent in the resort alone, so we decided to head out towards the southern end of the island, for there lies Nipa village.
Alright, so we've reached the other side of the island and we're going to do some rock climbing. You can see that face over there, check this out.
This boulder that we're hiking up was only recently discovered in 2009.
At least it's not damp and there's no leeches, otherwise, gosh, I think I'll be screaming. Oh gosh, do I have the ability to make it up anywhere over there? We'll find out, huh?
My guide for this rock climbing excursion is Pak Tam, a man who is extremely enthusiastic about the outdoors and is only more than happy to share his passion with others. However, not everyone feels the same.
So our cameraman's he's heading up there first, so he's first to test the rope, which is great. I didn't want to do it, and the best thing is he's afraid of heights. So I don't know how this is gonna work.
Despite being terrified of climbing, it's good to see that he didn't admit defeat but accepted the challenge bravely. Fear is inevitable. Seemingly brave people aren't brave because they have no fear, they're brave because they face that fear.
Most important safety feature is the harness, so you're gonna make sure it fits nice and snugly.
Try to use all your contact point. You got 4 contact points, 2 legs and arm. Balance your body.
Yep.
Push with your leg.
Push with the legs, more the legs.
Yeah, more
All
legs than a hand.
Okay.
This is actually much harder than it looks. Although Pak Tam made a few markings on the wall, this boulder is a flat slab of rock with not many gripping holes in them. Now my feet weren't decked in climbing shoes either, so I find it to be a pretty slippery climb.
Pretty high. Hold tight.
No problem, we'll tight you up. Yeah, man.
We are often limited not by our lack of abilities, but simply lack of self-belief. Now once you overcome the doubt, things always come easier in retrospect. So, the fulfillment of being on top should ultimately trump the fear of being below.
So, we're about 15-20 meters above sea level. We've climbed that much. Tonton's a spectacle, man. There's so much to do here. Because it's a volcanic rock, or a volcanic island, the cliff face, you can just see how far that goes. See what my cameraman's like sellotape to the wall. But I think it's about time I get down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa.
There's a ledge there, huh?
Take your time.
Hey, bye, Dad. See you, Alan. Bye. So safely down to earth back again, but man, if you're ever in Tonton, look up Pak Tam. He knows his stuff, and Tonton is just an adventure playground. There's diving, climbing, snorkeling, anything and everything right here on this beautiful island.
Jangan takut. Kaki tegak, bro.
Lean on the rope. Lean on.
Alright, okay, jalan. Slow. Jangan tengok bawah. Kau cuba kau bawa macam ni.
Now walk backwards.
A bit more.
To the right.
Kaki mesti tegak, bro. Okay, wow.
So after all the climbing, it's the best thing in the world to just chill out on a white sandy beach, blue, lilac blue, God knows how many colors of blue there are in this ocean. If you were to sell it to anyone, like Malaysia's islands, how would you piece it together?
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Brilliant. I mean, the beauty, the beach,
Yeah.
the coral, the water crystal clear. You won't find it anywhere else in the world.
Yeah.
Since Paktam is in complete awe over this place, it would be a crime not to take a quick dip in the ocean. Now the best part is, even without going down deep, you'll get to see so much. It's unfortunate that we couldn't stay too long, but with the departure of every place, it only means the arrival of our next destination is round the corner.
Pack away, heading out. See you later, T-Man.
We're returning to Mersing once again, and I know we've already been there a couple of times, but for this trip, we won't just stop by to get to the jetty, we're gonna enjoy this little village and be one of the locals.
Me and Pop Moose are going out on the Lawa. We're gonna get some ikan.
Yeah.
Okay, yes, I was caught off guard, rapping to myself, but yes, we are going fishing with Pat Musa.
So as I've got some free time down in Mersing, I thought I'd make use of it, you know, and as much as I love the ocean, I want to be on it as much as possible. So it's very early in the morning, and the early bird catches the worm, or the worm catches the fish, I think it goes. Anyway, let's get on the boat.
Our lady luck that'll bring us to the fishies is named Siti Rohani. Now, seeing how rustic all these boats look, I had to whip out my camera and captivate the feel of this place. It's just so beautiful.
This brand new Canon digital SLR has been built to bridge that gap between compact cameras and digital SLRs. Now, it is designed with the user in mind. Now, you can shoot it with one hand, it's small and compact enough, and all the controls are on the one side. And it comes in some fantastic colors. There's red, there's brown, there's gray and black. Now, it's fully compatible with pretty much all of the Canon lenses, so you don't have to worry about what kind of size you can get, because you can always add on as well.
This camera has a creative auto mode that provides a concise explanation of its functions regarding the aperture and shutter speed on creative mode screen.
Now, for all of you who aren't used to looking through the viewfinder, you can switch it with a press of the button to look through the LCD screen. Now, you can also record in HD, so if you're a little movie maker, perfect camera for yourself.
Pop it up, Magno! It's new! Yeah!
Yep, that's Pet, my scriptwriter. Now she sleeps everywhere and anywhere. But anyway, everyone was showing a great amount of excitement to be a fisherman for the day. Hopefully no one gets seasick halfway.
And when we go fishing with Pat Musa, we do it old school style. He's been fishing for about 30 years, so he knows his stuff. We've tried pretty much every single way of fishing on this show. This is our last resort. This, hopefully, will bring us some food, and I'm pretty confident in Pat Musa. He seems to know what he's doing, so. There we are, we've got our lure. This is our first throw, or first cast down into the ocean, so good luck! So if we catch something, I'll put this on tape, if we catch something today, something big, I will buy the whole crew a massive dinner tonight. Is that a deal? All right. Come on, fishies, come on! Where are ya? Tuna, you there? Makan time, makan. Oh.
After quite a long ride to the deep seas, we whipped out the bait, which was squid and fish, and started putting them on our hooks. The fishing was looking unrewarding, and then... What?
Very nice, Tonton. Very nice, Tonton. Tonton. Quick.
Where'd that come from? 2 hours? 2 hours we've been fishing, and then suddenly he puts in for 2 minutes and he gets. Nice. Teach me your ways.
Did anyone watch Assassin last night? Assassins? No? There's a good saying. It's like, okay, so there's a story that goes. There's once a little robin, okay, flying through the end, winter.
Whoa, come on! Yes!
Still there. Yep. Big one. Yes! Little rat. Yellow tail barracuda. Boom! Yes!
Oh my god, look at his teeth.
The teeth of a barracuda has even been compared to the teeth of a piranha, and that's sharp.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, ooh, almost, man. Oh my god.
If I got bitten, this barracuda would have completely detached my finger, I reckon.
Yeah.
Come on, little fishies, come on, bait, bait, bait. Come on, buy my bait. Hey, fish, come on, man. And then suddenly, grey clouds slowly creep over our heads.
I'm sure you've noticed that huge old storm behind us. It's getting a bit rough, it's getting a bit choppy. We haven't managed to catch too much, but I think we're gonna have to retreat with our tail behind our legs or in between our legs because that looks really ominous, and we definitely don't want to be getting caught out in something that's gonna potentially tip us over. So that's it, we're out of here. Let's go back to the mainland.
Confucius say, everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. So since we're already in this situation, let us listen to the music in the raindrops and soak up the experience.
Whilst we're in the storm, we might as well do a bit of fishing, you know? Signals the waves all good. Throw it out, baby!
What's life without a bit of topsy and turvy in it, huh? Next week on Without Boundaries, I'll be doing some surfing, archery, and even swinging around on the old trapeze.
God, it hurt me.